Good morning, everybody. It's Martin S51989 here once again on this rainy morning, and I have the lights on this time so that you can see me better. And last night on America's Got Talent was the first semifinal, and the first 12 semifinals performed, and I've written all this down on a notebook, so I'm going to be reviewing them. I decided to review it because I've seen SlimShaney08 and BigEdudeReviews also review their thoughts on them, so I figured I'll give mine as well. Of course, SlimShaney08, he gave a scoring system for the acts, but he used decimals. I'm going to use whole numbers. So let's get started. First up was Anna and Patryk. They're child ballroom dancers, and they danced to the song of the Paso Doble, and the song that they danced to being to Lady Gaga's song Paparazzi, and it was great. That was a great way to start it, and I gave them a good score. They didn't get a perfect score, but I gave them a good score. So Anna and Patryk, 9 out of 10. Next up was the singing duo Kristina and Ali. Kristina's the younger singer, Ali's the older one, and this time they sang the Oscar-winning song When You Believe from The Prince of Egypt, as this was the pop version, which was performed by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, and ironically Mariah Carey is also America's Got Talent host Nick Cannon's wife. Right, so that's right, Nick Cannon, who hosts the show. Oh, he can sometimes mention Mariah. Anyways, but for Kristina and Ali, they did a great job. I'm not too sure whether or not they'll go through, but I gave them a good score, 8 out of 10. Next up was Antonio Restivo, and once again he was using fire in his act. He is a fire illusionist, but he's always careful for when he does it, because it may be dangerous. But he made a great trick in having to tie up and then later putting him in to a cabinet, and then when the doors closed and they reopened it, he was gone. And then he showed up on the steps magically, had the thing and started the fire lit. So, and that act was fantastic. It looks, as I see, Antonio has stepped it up again. Didn't get a perfect score though, but still great. 9 out of 10. Next up was the child dancing duo Future Funk of hip hop. They did a great thing. However, this was also the first act that got X for the night, because Piers Morgan pressed his buzzer and they got an X for that, because he said that they were a bit too cute, and the cuteness probably isn't enough to win. And yeah, my mom has mentioned about them being a bit too cute as well, so I have to agree. So Future Funk gave them a mediocre score of 5 out of 10. And then next up was Taylor Matthews. This time he took a big risk, because he sang the song, he performed on piano this time, but then later, at the end of the song, he just stopped hitting the piano keys and picked up the mic. I stood up and sang with the mic from there. He sang a song called, I think it's titled Show Me What I'm Looking For. I don't know who really does that song, but I won't mention it. But he did a great job. It was pretty good. Probably not. I don't think he's going to go through to the next round, but that's okay. But still good. 8 out of 10. Next up was Connor Doran, who was an indoor kite flyer, and he has epilepsy, so yeah. But he flew kites, and he flew one kite to begin, then he later flew the double kite. This time he was sang the music to a pop song. I can't remember the title of it, but we know Piers buzzed him for that because of the song choice. And I don't think Connor's going to move on to the next round, so 5 out of 10 for that. Then next up was Magician Dan Speary, who we saw him in the YouTube act, so he did another gross trick, and he used Nick Cannon was also involved in it as a volunteer. He somehow made he did see that robot woman go by first, but then he did the trick and started to see the arm. Piers buzzed him for that. So, oh yeah, I forget. And as I said, Piers did buzz Connor for that song choice. I'll repeat that. But as I said, for Speary, when Piers buzzed him, the magic probably didn't work this time, and I don't think Speary's ever going to go through. It's just a bit too disgusting for me. So just a score of 4 out of 10. Then the next act that came out was Christina Young, and for me, she was the worst act of the night. Because for her, she decided to sing. She sang Lady Gaga's song Poker Face, but when she did, she was trying to make it more Fosse like musicals like Chicago or Cabaret or something, but because of him doing that she really sucked, and her performance ended early because the judges, she was the only act that got free X's that night. That's right, because remember, if an act gets free X's, the performance must end. And and Christina Young was pretty bad indeed. And for that YouTube choice, I still think the judges should have chose Cam Hodges better. Or if Kristina had been eliminated before the judges' choice, then it either would have been Cam or Plutonic. But anyway, Christina Young, she was pretty bad with free X's. She's also the second worst act this season that has gotten free X's, because we know 3 weeks prior, we know magician Chips Cooney got free X's for starting to be more like some Chippendale dancer, and Chips was a real train wreck. And for me, Kristina really was also, I'll consider her a train wreck as well. So for a score, she gets the lowest score ever, getting 0 out of 10. So Kristina Young sucks. Okay, and then after that. But then after that, things made a dramatic turnaround, because next up was ArcAttack, which was the technological performance group, and they did this time use their lightning to a classical piece to Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Sure, all you Fantasia fans of Disney movies, Fantasia, were all watching this too, and they really, and that performance was fantastic. They even brought a 6th person up there, was a female, and the electricity hit the cage, but she was all right, and that ArcAttack thing was fantastic. They get the first perfect score, a perfect 10 out of 10. Then of course, the next act after that was singer Michael Grimm, and he sang a song called Leave Your Hat On, as performed by Joe Cocker, and we know he was also wearing his hat on his head too. Of course, before his audition, he started to have problems, and his throat started to have problems in the dehydration, so Michael was probably not able to rehearse, but yet his sickness didn't affect anything, as he was fantastic, and the judges gave him great praise for that. So he too also gets a perfect score, 10 out of 10. Then the next act was Ascendance, which is an acrobatics, and they climb on the rock wall. They used the same floor that they used in the semifinals. This time they set to Nelly Furtado's song Say It Right. Of course, it was pretty well, and Piers buzzed them for that because they somehow made a struggle there. And I mean, I still like Ascendance, but I don't think they're going to go through, so they get a score of 6 out of 10. And last but not least, to close out the night, I think it was the best act of the night, as we know, His Royal Highness Prince Poppycock. That's right, his real name is John Qualley, but Poppycock, normally in the past, he was even great even before, when he sang lots of operatic arias. This time he decided to make it more of a rock opera for this one, as guess what he sang? He sang my all-time favorite song by Queen. Yep, he did Queen, as he did Bohemian Rhapsody, and it was fantastic indeed, because after all, I will praise Prince Poppycock. He is definitely going to make the finals, and he gets a perfect 10 for that performance, because that song was fantastic. And as I said, Poppycock rules. And I think this would be my favorite of the Poppycock performances, since I love Queen, and I love the song Bohemian Rhapsody, and that song was fantastic. So Poppycock's act, as I said, perfect 10, so there you go. And since the results show is tonight, there'll be 5 acts going through, and my top 5 is easily. So the 5 acts that I definitely want to put through to the semifinals are Anna and Patryk, Antonio Restivo, ArcAttack, Michael Grimm, and Prince Poppycock, because they all deserve to move to the finals. And I think Poppycock might become the highest potential winner. Well, maybe one, because I know next week we have both 2 other good acts, that being Fighting Gravity and Jackie Evancho. But still, those five acts, they're worth going to the finals, and I'll be looking forward to see the results tonight, and I'll be looking forward to some performances as well, because I know the Manchester, New Hampshire-based band Recycle Percussion, who was competed on last season of America's Got Talent, finishing in 3rd place. At least they're performing tonight. Jimmy Fallon's also performing to do his comic routine, and Kylie Minogue is also singing. But overall, it's going to be a good results show. So, anyways, that's my review of this for last night's semifinals for America's Got Talent. Stay tuned for my next video. My next video, as I said, will definitely be my comparison video of 3 different versions of The Little Mermaid. So, stick around for that.